Alright, so in today's video, I've got 30 incredible games from the last 2 years that you absolutely shouldn't miss. These games span multiple genres, from action-packed adventures to spine-chilling horror and mind-blowing RPGs. Let's jump right in. Silent Hill 2 is one of the most iconic psychological horror games ever made, and its remake is set to revive the terror for a new generation. You play as James Sunderland, a grieving man who receives a letter from his supposedly dead wife, drawing him back to the eerie, fog-covered town of Silent Hill. The atmosphere is suffocating, the streets feel abandoned yet unnervingly alive, and the game's grotesque monsters, especially Pyramid Head, make every encounter a nightmare. Bloober Team has completely reimagined the visuals, combat, and sound design, making the horror feel more personal and terrifying. Unlike action-heavy horror titles, Silent Hill 2 thrives on psychological dread, where the real terror isn't just what lurks in the dark, but what James discovers about himself. With its deep, emotional storytelling, haunting soundtrack, and tense, immersive environments, this is a must-play for horror fans and newcomers alike. If you love games that mess with your mind, prepare for a truly disturbing experience. Insomniac Games delivered a near-perfect superhero experience with Marvel's Spider-Man 2, bringing Peter Parker and Miles Morales together in their biggest adventure yet. This sequel builds on everything that made the first two games amazing: fluid web-slinging, thrilling combat, and a compelling story, but takes it to the next level. The open world is bigger than ever, covering both Manhattan and Brooklyn, with new traversal mechanics like the web wings making movement faster and more fun. But the biggest highlight? Venom. The game's narrative focuses on Peter's struggle with the symbiote, delivering some of the most intense emotional moments in the series. Meanwhile, Miles is dealing with his own battles, learning to step out of Peter's shadow. The combat is more dynamic, with switchable characters, new abilities, and cinematic boss fights that make every encounter feel like a blockbuster moment. Whether you're a longtime Spider-Man fan or a newcomer, this game captures the thrill of being Spidey like never before.
Never said it was a good one! It was supposed to be a normal day. Teach physics, have awkward conversations in the teacher's lounge. Use the stairs, everyone! Spider-Man! Think you can sign for this delivery? It's coming in hot! I'm there! I got him!
Black Myth. Wukong is a jaw-dropping action RPG based on Journey to the West, bringing mythology and high-intensity combat together in a way we haven't seen before. You play as the Destined One, a warrior inspired by Sun Wukong, the legendary Monkey King, wielding a staff and mystical powers to battle fearsome foes across stunning environments. The game's combat is heavily influenced by Soulsborne titles with challenging enemies, fluid dodging mechanics, and brutal boss fights. But it's not just about combat. Black Myth. Wukong thrives on deep lore, breathtaking landscapes, and unique transformations that let you adapt to different situations. The game's visuals are next level, powered by Unreal Engine 5, making every fight feel cinematic and intense. If you love epic fantasy adventures with hardcore action, this game is shaping up to be one of the most legendary releases of recent years. Jedi Survivor is everything a Star Wars fan could want: a gripping narrative, stunning worlds, and lightsaber combat that feels better than ever. Set 5 years after Fallen Order, this sequel follows Cal Kestis as he continues to fight against the Empire, growing stronger as a Jedi while facing new threats and deeper moral dilemmas. The game expands on its predecessor in every way, with larger, more explorable planets, new traversal mechanics, and a deeper combat system that lets you switch between 5 different lightsaber stances. Whether you prefer fast dual-wielding Kylo Ren-style crossguard stances or a blaster saber hybrid, every fight feels strategic and cinematic. The game also leans into Metroidvania exploration, meaning revisiting old areas with new abilities leads to exciting discoveries. The story is filled with unexpected twists, heartbreaking moments, and major connections to Star Wars lore. If you've ever wanted to truly feel like a Jedi, this game delivers an unforgettable adventure.
Attack him quickly! I'll get him! I'll defeat him! I'll break your guard! Is someone moving there?
Elden Ring already defined open-world action RPGs, but Shadow of the Erdtree takes it even further, introducing a massive new region, tougher bosses, and deeper lore for players to uncover. The expansion focuses on the Land of Shadow, a mysterious realm filled with deadly enemies, hidden secrets, and new weapons and abilities that shake up the game's already impressive combat system. Expect brutal boss fights, intricate level design, and cryptic storytelling that forces you to piece together the world's mysteries. The game introduces new mechanics that encourage players to experiment with different play styles, making every encounter feel fresh. If you're looking for an epic challenge, Shadow of the Erdtree is an absolute must-play. Hogwarts Legacy is every Harry Potter fan's dream come true, offering an open-world RPG experience set in the wizarding world long before the events of the books. You play as a custom-created fifth-year student entering Hogwarts with a mysterious connection to ancient magic, allowing you to wield powerful spells and uncover hidden secrets. The game captures the magic of exploration, letting you roam freely through Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, the Forbidden Forest, and beyond. Whether you're attending classes, brewing potions, or dueling dark wizards, everything feels incredibly immersive. The combat is surprisingly deep, allowing you to chain together spells, use environmental attacks, and master the unforgivable curses, if you dare. The story is engaging, filled with mystery, dangerous villains, and choices that shape your journey. But the real magic lies in how alive the world feels. From chatting with students in the common room to flying across the open world on a broomstick. Whether you're a Potterhead or just love a good RPG, this game is a magical experience that's hard to put down.
Warming up.
Protego!
Levioso!
Go down easy!
Mind yourself!
Expelliarmus!
No! You'll pay for that! Expulso!
Still Wakes the Deep is a horrific, nerve-wracking experience that proves you don't need guns to make a game terrifying. Set on a remote oil rig in the North Sea, you play as an engineer who suddenly finds himself in a nightmarish situation with something unnatural lurking in the shadows. The game is a first-person survival horror that focuses on stealth, problem-solving, and pure atmospheric dread. With no weapons to fight back, your only options are to run, hide, or outthink whatever is hunting you. The level of immersion is insane. Every creak of metal, distant splash, and flickering light adds to the tension. The game's claustrophobic setting makes you feel trapped and helpless, and the monster design is disturbing in the best way. If you love horror games that focus on psychological fear and environmental storytelling, Still Wakes the Deep is an absolute must-play that will leave you on edge from start to finish.
Oh, come on! Get to the other one.
Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm action game that oozes style, energy, and fun, making it one of the most refreshing and unique releases in years. You play as Chai, a wannabe rock star who, after a failed experiment, finds himself synchronizing with the beat of the world. Literally. Every attack, dodge, and combo flows to the rhythm of the soundtrack, creating fast-paced, stylish combat unlike anything else. The game's comic book art style, humor, and vibrant world make it feel like a mix between Jet Set Radio and Devil May Cry. The best part? Even if you're bad at rhythm games, you can still enjoy the action, since the game helps guide your attacks to match the beat. The boss fights are spectacular, the characters are charming, and the overall experience is just pure joy. If you're looking for something different, stylish, and ridiculously fun, Hi-Fi Rush is a must-play that will keep you smiling the whole way through.
I'm telling you, that was Kale in the flesh. You don't even have flesh. You wouldn't know. Actually being in production, does that count?
Banishers. Ghosts of New Eden is an emotional, story-driven action RPG from the creators of Vampire and Life is Strange, blending romance, tragedy, and supernatural horror into a heart-wrenching adventure. You play as Remake Wraith, a ghost hunter in colonial America, who must exorcise spirits while dealing with the loss of his beloved Antea, who has become a ghost herself. The game forces you to make brutal choices. Do you free spirits peacefully or destroy them at any cost? Do you cling to Antea's spirit or let her go? These choices impact the story, characters, and even your own powers. Combat is a mix of Red's weapons and Antea's ghostly abilities, making battles feel fluid and strategic. But beyond the action, the game's rich storytelling, deep world building, and emotional weight make it stand out. If you love narrative-driven RPGs with meaningful choices, Banisher's Ghosts of New Eden is a game that will stay with you long after you finish it. After years in development limbo, Dead Island 2 finally arrived, and it was worth the wait. This is a zombie-slaying playground, packed with over-the-top gore, insane weapons, and chaotic combat. Set in a sun-soaked, zombie-infested Los Angeles, you play as one of several survivors who somehow resist the infection, gaining special abilities while still battling hordes of the undead. The game's combat system is its biggest strength, offering a dismemberment engine that lets you slice, crush, and burn zombies in incredibly detailed ways. Whether you're using electrified katanas, flaming hammers, or makeshift guns, every kill is visceral and satisfying. The game also embraces a dark, comedic tone, making it feel like a playable zombie B-movie. The story isn't too deep, but it doesn't need to be. This is all about brutal fun and creative zombie slaying. If you love action-packed, gory, and ridiculous co-op experiences, Dead Island 2 is a bloody good time you don't want to miss. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 is an astonishingly immersive psychological action adventure, taking everything that made the first game special and amplifying it to new heights. You step back into the role of Senua, a Celtic warrior suffering from psychosis, as she journeys through a brutal Viking world filled with supernatural horrors and inner demons. What makes this game so special is its unparalleled sound design. The voices in Senua's head whisper, taunt, and guide her, making you feel fully immersed in her fractured mind. The combat is raw, weighty, and cinematic, making every battle feel like a desperate fight for survival. But more than just a combat game, Hellblade 2 is a deeply emotional journey that explores themes of mental illness, trauma, and resilience. The photorealistic graphics, haunting atmosphere, and emotional storytelling make it one of the most powerful gaming experiences ever created. If you're looking for a visceral, story-driven game that sticks with you long after the credits roll, this is a must-play masterpiece.
Watch out! Don't let them capture you again! Are you going to let her kill? Oh, listen, don't die now! Yes! Use your head!
Assassin's Creed Mirage is a love letter to the classic Assassin's Creed games, bringing the series back to its stealth-based roots after years of massive open-world RPGs. Set in 9th century Baghdad, you play as Basim, a cunning street thief turned assassin navigating a dense, lively city filled with political intrigue, hidden secrets, and deadly enemies. Unlike the sprawling maps of Odyssey and Valhalla, Mirage offers a more focused, tightly packed world where parkour, stealth, and assassinations take center stage. You can blend into crowds, use gadgets like smoke bombs, and execute perfect stealth takedowns, just like the old days. The game is shorter but more refined, bringing back the pure essence of what made Assassin's Creed special. If you've been craving a return to the classic AC formula, Mirage is exactly what you need. Final Fantasy VII. Rebirth is a dream come true for JRPG fans, taking the legendary 1997 classic and expanding it into something even more breathtaking. As the second part of the Remake trilogy, Rebirth picks up after Midgar, letting you explore a vast open world filled with stunning landscapes, deep side quests, and incredible boss fights. You'll reunite with Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barret, and Red the Third Turd, each with expanded storylines and dynamic combat abilities. The real-time combat mixed with strategic ATB mechanics makes every battle feel fast, intense, and deeply satisfying. But what truly sets Rebirth apart is how it reimagines key moments from the original game, twisting expectations and adding new layers to the story. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, this game delivers one of the most epic RPG experiences of the generation.
You're dead.
Now that was something else.
The king of sci-fi horror is back, and it's more terrifying than ever. Dead Space Remake rebuilds the 2008 classic from the ground up, with modern visuals, improved gameplay, and even more spine-chilling atmosphere. You step into the role of Isaac Clarke, an engineer stranded on the USG Ishimura, a derelict spaceship overrun with horrifying necromorph creatures. With only your engineering tools like the plasma cutter and ripper blades, you must strategically dismember your enemies to survive. The game's zero HUD approach, immersive audio, and dynamic lighting make every corridor feel claustrophobic and nerve-wracking. Plus, new story elements deepen Isaac's character, making the experience even more engaging. Whether you're a fan of the original or a newcomer to sci-fi horror, this is one of the best remakes ever made. Period. Until Dawn Remake revives one of the best interactive horror experiences ever made, bringing it to modern consoles with stunning new visuals, improved character animations, and more immersive gameplay. This is a cinematic horror game where your choices determine who lives and who dies, set in a creepy mountain lodge where a group of friends face unspeakable horrors. The remake enhances the original's tension, making every QuickTime event and dialogue choice feel even more intense. With a cast of likable characters, branching storylines, and multiple endings, Until Dawn is a game you'll want to replay over and over to see all the different outcomes. If you love narrative-driven horror, jump scares, and high-stakes decision-making, this game is an absolute must-play.
Jesus Christ.
Atomic Heart is a wild, mind-bending first-person shooter that throws you into a Soviet-era utopia gone horribly wrong. Imagine a world where robots were created to serve humanity, but something has caused them to turn against their creators in the most violent way possible. You play as Major P3, a soldier sent to investigate a secret facility where these machines have gone rogue. And what follows is a thrilling mix of intense gunfights, brutal melee combat, and mind-twisting storytelling. The game is heavily inspired by BioShock, featuring strange powers, deep lore, and a retro-futuristic setting that oozes atmosphere. Combat is fast, challenging, and varied, with a mix of melee weapons, high-tech guns, and special abilities that let you manipulate electricity, freeze enemies, or even lift them into the air. With stunning visuals, weirdly creative enemy designs, and a story full of twists and secrets, Atomic Heart is a must-play for fans of sci-fi shooters and immersive worlds.
Fuck. I knew it was gonna be rough. Shit. You again. Careful. There's a gap up ahead. I see it.
Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is one of the most ambitious RPGs in the franchise, blending the series' signature over-the-top humor, deep storytelling, and addictive turn-based combat into an unforgettable experience. This time, Ichiban Kasuga finds himself in Hawaii, caught up in a wild adventure that brings him face-to-face with Yakuza legend Kazuma Kiryu. The game expands on everything that made Yakuza, like a dragon great, offering insanely creative combat mechanics, a massive open world filled with side activities, and a heartfelt, emotional story. One moment, you're fighting enemies with ridiculous weapons, and the next, you're tearing up at a beautifully written character moment. The mix of serious drama and absurd comedy makes this game feel truly unique. If you're into story-driven RPGs, wacky mini-games, and a combat system that's both strategic and hilarious, Infinite Wealth is an absolute must-play. Alan Wake 2 is a survival horror masterpiece blending psychological terror, cinematic storytelling, and intense gameplay into one of the most atmospheric games ever made. This sequel takes the original's mind-bending narrative and expands it into a full-fledged horror experience, where you switch between Alan Wake, trapped in a nightmarish alternate reality, and Saga Anderson, an FBI agent investigating supernatural events. The game's dark, eerie environments, dynamic lighting, and haunting soundtrack make every moment feel unsettling. Combat is tense and methodical, requiring you to manage limited ammo and use your flashlight strategically to weaken enemies. The storytelling is layered, full of mysteries, and constantly keeps you questioning what's real and what's fiction. If you love thrillers, horror games, or just an exceptionally well-crafted narrative experience, Alan Wake 2 is an essential play.
Alan Wake. Guess honestly.
Another Crab's Treasure is a surprisingly deep and unique Souls-like that takes place in a vibrant underwater world filled with danger, mystery, and unexpected charm. You play as Krill, a small hermit crab on a mission to reclaim his stolen shell, but to do so, he must face massive sea creatures, uncover the dark secrets of the ocean, and fight through challenging battles inspired by games like Dark Souls. The game's combat is tough but fair, requiring precise dodging, well-timed attacks, and creative use of different shells you can find and equip. But what makes this game truly special is its beautiful, colorful world filled with quirky characters and deep lore. The game's mix of playful humor and dark storytelling makes it both charming and intense. If you're looking for a Souls-like with a completely fresh setting and a fun twist on the genre, Another Crab's Treasure is an absolute hidden gem. Remnant 2 takes the underrated gem that was the original Remnant from the ashes and blows it up into something much bigger, better, and more polished. This is a third-person shooter with Souls-like mechanics, meaning challenging combat, tough bosses, and deep progression systems, but with a focus on ranged combat rather than melee. You'll explore procedurally generated worlds, each filled with deadly enemies, mysterious lore, and intense boss fights that will test your reflexes and strategy. What sets Remnant 2 apart is its co-op focus, allowing you to team up with friends to tackle insane battles and discover hidden secrets together. The gunplay feels tight and satisfying, with a variety of weapons, mods, and character classes that let you build your perfect playstyle. If you're into challenging action games, deep RPG mechanics, and co-op adventures, Remnant 2 is an absolute must-play.
That's it?
Pacific Drive is a one-of-a-kind survival game that turns your car into your only lifeline as you explore the dangerous and mysterious Olympic exclusion zone. Unlike typical survival games where you're on foot, this one has you constantly repairing, upgrading, and relying on your vehicle to navigate through a world filled with strange anomalies, supernatural storms, and eerie abandoned locations. The game's atmosphere is thick with tension as you scavenge for resources, dodge environmental hazards, and try to unravel the secrets of the zone. Your car isn't just a mode of transport, it's your home, your protection, and your key to survival, making every upgrade feel meaningful. The gameplay is a mix of driving, resource management, and exploration, with a gripping sense of loneliness and discovery. If you love atmospheric survival games with a unique twist, Pacific Drive is an absolute must-play. Amnesia the Bunker takes the terrifying survival horror formula of the Amnesia series and adds a new level of tension with its semi-open world design and unpredictable AI. Set in a what-do-you-do bunker, you play as a soldier trapped underground with a relentless, monstrous entity hunting you. The game's biggest strength is its non-linear gameplay, where you must scavenge for supplies, manage your resources, and figure out different ways to escape while constantly being stalked. The creature in the bunker learns from your actions, forcing you to stay silent, strategic, and always on edge. Unlike previous Amnesia games, this one gives you more tools to fight back, but ammo and light sources are incredibly scarce, making every decision crucial. If you enjoy horror games where tension builds naturally and your choices matter, Amnesia the Bunker is a terrifyingly immersive experience. Nine Sols is a stunning 2D action platformer that combines fast-paced Sekiro-style combat with a beautifully crafted cyberpunk meets Asian mythology world. You play as a mysterious hero seeking revenge, exploring a gorgeous hand-drawn world filled with challenging enemies, epic boss fights, and deep lore. The game's parry-based combat is its standout feature, requiring precise timing to deflect attacks, counter enemies, and chain combos. Every fight feels fluid, intense, and rewarding, making it perfect for players who love challenging but fair combat mechanics. Beyond the action, the game tells a deep, emotional story about fate, destiny, and the struggle against powerful forces. With beautiful visuals, a haunting soundtrack, and incredibly tight gameplay, Nine Sols is a must-play for fans of action platformers and fast-paced combat. Atlas Fallen is an epic open-world action RPG that drops you into a breathtaking fantasy world covered in sand and ancient ruins. You play as a warrior who wields a powerful gauntlet capable of shaping the sand itself into devastating weapons. The game's combat is fast, fluid, and highly customizable, letting you glide across dunes, launch enemies into the air, and unleash cinematic attacks with massive sand-forged weapons. The world is rich with secrets, offering hidden dungeons, powerful artifacts, and towering monsters to take down in explosive battles. Whether you play solo or in co-op mode, the experience is all about high-speed combat, exploration, and discovering the remnants of a lost civilization. If you love games with exhilarating movement, flashy combat, and a massive open world to explore, Atlas Fallen is a fantastic addition to your library. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a brilliant return to the series' 2D action platforming roots, blending tight combat, fluid parkour, and time manipulation mechanics into a fast-paced, beautifully animated adventure. You play as Sargon, an elite warrior of the Immortals, on a quest to rescue the kidnapped prince and uncover dark secrets lurking within a cursed city. The gameplay takes Metroidvania elements, meaning exploration is non-linear, and you unlock new abilities that let you reach previously inaccessible areas. Combat is slick and stylish, with a mix of swordplay, acrobatics, and time-based abilities that let you outmaneuver enemies. The game's gorgeous art direction, exciting traversal mechanics, and engaging boss fights make it one of the best modern Prince of Persia games. If you're a fan of classic platformers with a modern twist, tight controls, and rewarding exploration, The Lost Crown is a must-play.
Bear witness.
Helldivers 2 takes the chaotic, cooperative action of its predecessor and cranks it up to a full-fledged third-person shooter, delivering massive-scale battles, intense teamwork, and hilarious moments of accidental friendly fire. As an elite Helldiver, your mission is to spread democracy across the galaxy, battling hordes of alien bugs and cyborg automatons with an arsenal of over-the-top weapons. The game thrives on cooperative gameplay, where tactical planning, proper weapon loadouts, and teamwork are crucial for survival. Every mission is unpredictable, and the dynamic battlefield constantly shifts as you and your squad fight against overwhelming odds. The highly customizable weapons, explosive combat, and engaging progression system keep the gameplay fresh and rewarding. Whether you're calling in orbital strikes, setting up sentry turrets, or dodging massive alien monstrosities, Helldivers 2 is an absolute must-play for fans of co-op shooters.
Northeast, 200 meters.
Got a sample!
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle brings the legendary archaeologist back to gaming, combining cinematic action, treasure hunting, and thrilling puzzle solving in an adventure that feels straight out of a classic movie. Developed by Machine Games, the studio behind the modern Wolfenstein games, this title offers a rich, story-driven experience set in the golden age of adventure. Players take control of Indy himself, uncovering ancient secrets, solving intricate puzzles, and battling enemies in exotic locations around the world. The game blends stealth, action, and exploration, making every moment feel like you're part of an Indiana Jones film. With stunning visuals, engaging gameplay, and an exciting original story, The Great Circle is a must-play for fans of action-adventure games and Indiana Jones's iconic treasure hunting escapades.
You're messing with powers beyond your control.
You should know by now. I am always in control.
You're good at this, Mr. Jones.
I know enough to get me into trouble.
Star Wars Outlaws offers the open-world Star Wars experience fans have always dreamed of, letting players step into the boots of Kay Vess, a scoundrel navigating the criminal underworld between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Unlike most Star Wars games that focus on Jedi and the Force, this one takes a grittier approach, emphasizing smuggling, bounty hunting, and survival in the Outer Rim. The game features massive open-world planets, intense speeder bike chases, stealth mechanics, and thrilling gunfights, making every mission feel like a classic Star Wars adventure. You can ally with different crime syndicates, negotiate deals, or fight your way through enemy strongholds, shaping the galaxy in your own way. With stunning visuals, immersive world building, and deep choice-driven gameplay, Star Wars Outlaws is an essential experience for both Star Wars fans and open-world adventurers.
This looks like an engineering area. Nix.
Avatar Frontiers of Pandora fully immerses players in the lush, alien world of Pandora, offering a first-person open-world adventure filled with breathtaking landscapes, thrilling combat, and deep exploration. You play as a Na'vi warrior, experiencing the beauty of Pandora while battling against the human-led RDA forces that threaten the planet's ecosystem. The game features fluid traversal, allowing you to leap through dense forests, ride banshees through the skies, and use Na'vi weapons like bows and spears alongside more modern technology. The world is alive and reactive, with stunning environmental detail and rich wildlife that make every moment feel cinematic. Whether you're engaging in large-scale battles, uncovering the secrets of your Na'vi heritage, or simply exploring the breathtaking landscapes, Frontiers of Pandora is a must-play for fans of immersive open-world experiences in the Avatar universe.
I left more ammo for that staff thing on the airlock. I trust you to make good use of it.
Resident Evil 4 Remake redefines survival horror, bringing Leon S. Kennedy's legendary mission to rescue the president's daughter into the modern gaming era with stunning visuals, enhanced gameplay, and terrifying new enemy encounters. This remake stays true to the original's heart-pounding action, while adding smoother controls, improved AI, and a darker, more immersive atmosphere. The iconic over-the-shoulder combat is sharper than ever, with tighter gunplay, more intense enemy behavior, and expanded environments that add to the tension. Every fight feels desperate and brutal as you fend off waves of infected villagers, monstrous creatures, and the relentless regenerators. The remastered visuals, haunting soundtrack, and pulse-pounding set pieces make this remake one of the best survival horror experiences ever created. Whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer, Resident Evil 4 Remake is a must-play masterpiece that showcases why the original is still considered one of the greatest games of all time. Plus, the Separate Ways DLC expands Ada Wong's parallel story, introducing new mechanics, thrilling encounters, and deeper insights into the game's lore, making the entire experience even more immersive.
Should've known you were one of the bugs.
And there you have it, 30 incredible games from the last 2 years that every new gamer should experience. Which of these games is your favorite, or is there one you're excited to try out? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this list, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more awesome gaming content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.